Me, Romain Molina, our man also na, I didn't need come na yɛhwɛ sɛde nneɛma si tie nti woyɛ ala wakyekyere ma ne yɛho sɛde nneɛma di mu nyi w'ani mfi so na yɛnkɔ na biribi andare nti migi ma mengya mo fama no ne Molina ɛntoa so
for any for any aware say yene a credible sports investigative journalist Nadine Komo or Dini Juma the Guardian, BBC, any other established media houses na in Common best from Tree to English and UTR. This is some part 93.1 FM, some part TV, and we are privileged to have on the lines a French journalist, Romain Molina. He's been doing his work as an investigative reporter for the BBC, The Guardian. Romain, it's a pleasure to have you in the studio. How are you?
Fine, and you? Thanks for the invitation.
We are all doing great in the studio. Well, you've been a popular name in Ghana for the past 48, 72 hours. And it's all about two videos that you've put on your social media channels, particularly YouTube, where you make allegations against officials.
They couldn't choose the career. They had to do what Right to Dream wanted to. But it's not the worst. The worst is WAFA Academy. Basically, WAFA Academy is threatening families. If you want to go to Europe, you have to sign with that kind of agent, you know? So it's always the same people that are taking the money, and they don't, sorry for my expression, but they don't give a shit about the human being. They don't give a shit about the family because they're threatening them. I know they're threatening some parents sometimes, for God's sake. But what happened in Ghana is because some person in Europe believe that African players are basically like slaves, and they have some complicity in Africa with some of the people, which is absolutely terrible. You know, the human trafficking is still existing in football. We had some terrible case in Nigeria, in Cameroon, other countries, but also happened in Ghana. We could all see how Kudus, how Suleimana, how all these great young kids are full of talent. And Ghana is amazing for that. I remember in the time back in France when I was young, I had the shirt of the Black Stars during the World Cup 2006. I loved the Black Stars at the time, Montari and everyone. Everyone loves Ghanaian players. But behind the scenes, there's all the others. What happened for all the others? The fake promise, when you ask money to the family, to poor families, when you threaten them. What happened? Does the federation do anything for that? Nothing. And also, I wanted to add something else. But for sure, there's some bad treatment for some young kids. Some were beaten. And I know there was some sexual abuse also in women's football, but that's another matter. Some work in progress. So definitely, we need to talk about these matters.
Interesting bit. Now, to your video that was yesterday, you spoke about players paying to play and playing to be part of a squad. How different is this arrangement for players who played for Ghana at the World Cup in 2022?
Basically, you know, that's the problem. It's the same in Cameroon. So basically, you have some intermediaries or persons close to federation are saying to to agents, well, if you want your player to be there, you have to do a gesture. You know, I can arrange it, I can fix it. So you make like meetings and all that stuff, and they make you understand you have to give it back a part of your bonus fee, you know, because you're there, you know, I don't know what exactly is the name in English, but basically you earn some money to be in the World Cup.
So appearance fee. Over here, we call it the appearance fee.
That's it. So you have to give it back, a part of it, to some people close to direct to the federation. The problem we have on this, I have two problems on this. The first, these people always sign other person because they can ask directly. For example, in Cameroon, it's the coaching staff who are stealing the money, but they don't see it. They don't say it directly. So they send people. They send some friends, and some person say, I'm close to the federation, etc. That's same in Ghana. So after, I have two names in Ghana that had to give it back, but we don't know where the money went after. That's the problem, because it's like shady people, you know? So I have the message. Someone sent me the message. Obviously, translate it to me. And yeah, basically it was, you have to do a gesture, you know? You will earn a lot of money. I can fix it, but you have to do something. Basically meaning you have to give something back.
Could this partly be a reason as to why some of these African players show up at national team camps and exhibit forms of indiscipline towards officials, towards authorities, because behind the scenes they are aware of perhaps what is happening?
Possible. In Cameroon, for example, there's a case. In Cameroon, it's terrible, way worse than Ghana. Also what struck my mind is that you have some players that born in Europe from parents from Africa, for example, in Gabon, but the Gabonese state paid them awful lot of money to play for Gabon. And after you have these people saying, "Oh, this is my country. I'm so proud to play for." No. You play for them because you want the money. That's another problem. Also, we have sometimes. I hate that hypocrisy. But yeah, I mean, you can see that also in Asia, in Central America. It's not only in Africa because people forget how dirty Asian football is, how dirty Central American football is. You have some star players that don't not respecting the officials because they know what happened behind the scenes. And trust me, and you have far worse in Ghana, honestly, in Africa. You have far worse. Congo is far worse, Gabon is far worse, Cameroon is far worse. I mean, Ghana is bad, but definitely not as bad as some French-speaking African country.
This is serious, very, very serious. So, Molina, I want to know from you, from the way things are unfolding and from how things are going, is there any hope? Because in your video yesterday, you also spoke about the fact that Morocco had embarked on a football project, and one of their products actually has to be Azzedine Unai, who is now playing and excelling at the World Cup. So Morocco has kind of showed the way, isn't it?
Some passports.
Yeah, they made a lot of money for the structures. It's a state program with the king and all that stuff, and it's African policy. But Morocco is great, for football. I understand you have stadium, you have pitch, you have everything. But in the local league, the press made a lot of article investigation about that. The clubs had so much debt, players are not paid, so it's not that perfect. The thing is, with Morocco, they have big influence in CAF and FIFA, especially for the Western Sahara question, and also, it's all about politics. But definitely, they're doing some work. The States is putting a lot of money. But honestly, in Ghana, the problem is that it's a system built also by the former president, the former directors. I think you can reform it, definitely, if the state is motivating to do so.
Interesting one. Well, Romain Molina would like to thank you very much for your time with us this morning. What we want to do is that we'll keep in touch and then follow up with other developments as and when they do come up.
Sure. Well, a pleasure for me.
Thank you. Okay, so Abu, in common in a tintin in a TTM one say, in summer, Abrante Romain Molina de Atujano, or Chiremu de Sise, one no why in Shushemu. Ediafa Africa kwan faso erani football. Now ebi efa Ghana ho, ebi fa Gabon ho, ebi fa Cameroon ho, ebi kwa kokofa other African countries. Now I say there is a systemic rot our system nim. In some kind ni na de yene sompa ya provided platform na mana. So on match na adwen ni views as per video no record to YouTube channel no. Intenya sompa na eka asem no. Na Romain Molina no ye investigative reporter. Ono na air cancer no or say Ghana call World Cup boy me just will be a person tie Ghana there. Ghana call World Cup no your players are omo sending the messages, sending the screenshot say ye GB sika ansa na omo ba be rem omo players na be count ebi so ho a ye dey show mu say appearance fee na o ba beje no one asumesi enche asumesi no eye ebia football official whether so ye juma wo efenim anase oyobi a oben FM penifo no enti omo hye den yi omo anim mba so me na me FA president enti sadia meji wo say omo yi omo anim e de show bi na one wa bedi nkomo say and the appearance fee is obeje 100,000 e wo so twa bi to se ne be ya ye ne ye to nsa afre o se bra be ka World Cup squad ne ho no who player no e be bie e kwan be bredi amount enti wo so wase that token no eni inti players ni bi jitum ebi wo ha omunji ntum osi ekoso wo under 17 ama obo India 2017 na under 17 team Ghana ye de call ye no ena na ebu obodin ka se toku kudus mo no mo ka ho na afesu senior team no so eyade a ekoso wo no se enye no nko a ebi tua so mbeka squad no saa so na ebi so tua se omo bebo ball ni bi se wa bro so ye half fit o se obone nko yi o ono de o tua se coach ye selection pe ne di beba starting lineup nim anase obetimi a free bench aba bobi provided se obenya World Cup minute e woni CV so enti tua no mutua no in two folds jotia beka squad ne ho ana de otua enso abebo oso yi anu free mu a ama players ni bebre na omo ya aware of the ekoso no ebufuo ene ya odie ehye omumu it was a players ni be sending a screenshot almost sending the messages no ono catch them say na momo wa no mo social media account ana na mo beka ma say no mo say you slow because team no de omo ye no politics si enya about ni e beka pe anhwa no ma victimize ye as omo betu omo ni de si ye so na omo edi yeni inti saade a wo de kan ya asem fama ye but so oni players ni be didi nkomo akọ ekire a wa hye bi nkran say mo baby amodru no mo ye big boys anesa or can stars men am use big boys I say some of them are stars and very soon they will come out and then some more kind no into do chem they say e bi nya players in kuma the oka no efa Ghana ye national team no e bi a players or ma baji ntini wo team nim into wa encourage omo say omo mba out embeka omo asem e bi omo abo ewie and yes omo team nim presently but omo abo ewie a omo account of the SCO team nim dada into no so wa show omo nkran say omo so mra embeka enfam peso omo ba beka omo de no or say enti very soon and as sooner than or later some of these players will come out no say omo mbadia one we no enshare anya private incommodie bi a o de ba out pe be ha dwen also ye dwumadie bi fa sexual abuse e wo Gabon football mu and France football mu sexual abuse de ne de won say bi a nyoma bi were too private for you to review inteno no on fan to ja but we de eyade a eye football ho ana dream ne keta hyehye wom ene de we pia boni bi enim ti say players ne kra mba ono a time to come obe release our details no e de ama we see in nehu say the nyoma si ko bo say Ghana no de ekoso ne nye ba wo de to other countries ne dia the Ghana de
Obokogo bo Cameroon bo Gabon ya
Gabon Cameroon de ekoso won de e bon kan Ghana de ne ye kakra but enye say ye pa owie na obetu din say ye wo clubs mienu bi e wo Ghana ha na football academies mienu bi wo Ghana ha ye ne ho omo sa adwenkwa no omo ye akromfo sebe ne nsem na okanya ma asem enye so mpa asem o say sa football academies mienu na wo tu din no Right to Dream WAFA according to Romain Molina not according to some papacho uti ni uti Romain Molina o ka brofo we wanka French o say academies mienu WAFA ana face so Right to Dream Academy oh yeti ani eni age oh ana Right to Dream mama yekudu mama ka o say onim wi o mu wi ankoda ne o mabusuafo anka ebufo bi ebe ba o mu wi we no sa wonnim de omode yi ankoda na o say o mu show mu kuti pase wo abofra no ye maw akwanya mu abobo enti se broni bi ba beto ana agent bi de wo kwa manane a ko sign a slave contract. What is a slave contract? You bet me am sign a contract be 10 years. Nase player no unya fan hu dia kopim so wenya be 27 years. Now born e ya ba ne wie enti womre a wo de bobo a wote so no na obi na edi hu sika. O say ya dey Right to Dream for no omo ye amomo de aye nkoda bebre eno na nchen wafa de no kra de omutimi ka kira awofo ne say he moba no mo pese okobobo wo Europe na man sign a contract ne say ne ene pa forget lalai enya de bebe ya ma obet na hasa na say awofo no enam ekom ene hia omowo mu nti na sure mo so sign this contract o say sa no so wonya ho report bebre wa ye hwehwemu or evidence ho de beba Romain Molina nenum asem pacho we enye some passport enum asem owie ye no ana obi di be pay so say Ketokeku the GFA president time a Michael Essien call Chelsea ye you know ana ode ne ho kọ for omo kakra cars oh no kra no I say ne busu ni kakra ne Michael Essien na ofre busu ni mu a nti one Chelsea fo nyankita ho di na no kra ne boy e ma Baba Rahman etimi nya akwanya no e de call. Now Baba Rahman can blast us now. So he was citing an issue of conflict of interest.
Oh, okay.
Se Baba Rahman Ketokeku representing it dano. Se Bob blasters ni bi ne nko yi a Ketokeku be bold enough so be in a free man na a question obi sa and one year allegation. 2 Obo Abedi ayu pele.
Metidini wo.
Se bo Abedi pele wa bo e woni wiase oba ye any din or any influence or no. Emre bi beba say bear damn I see a year be the pele the money for blasters in mana or say sano susun. Ain't am I a national team no competitive level in terms of collapse any players omunya kunya bono eswati